And then, so there's like two distinct steps, and then above that, anything above the second step, that is the ice field. And then the steps and anything below it coming down towards us, all the way down to the bottom, that is the Athabasca Glacier. So you can see that the ice field also goes up onto the mountain on the right hand side, which is that is Mount Snowdome. And then you can see the ice field sort of does a bit of a U shape, and it actually goes up onto the top of this mountain here at the 2 o'clock position at the front of the bus, which is Mount Andromeda. But I'm going to turn the bus so you folks in the back can see it. It's that sort of the horseshoe shaped mountain up there. Now you can't actually see the ice field at the very top right now because there's a cloud covering it. Or it actually might be snowing, and that's why it's quite hazy up there. Now just below it we have Andromeda Glacier, Mount Andromeda on the right hand side, and Mount Athabasca on the left. Anyways, that's sort of a cutaway from the main part of the tour. Back to the main part of the tour. What did everyone think of the glacier? Woo! That good, eh? I'm just kidding. I know it's late in the day. You guys are tired. It's okay. Did anyone get a chance, or did you guys all get the photos you're looking for?
Yes.
Did anyone get a chance to drink the water?
Yeah.
Yes, the water actually has anti-aging properties. I'm about 54 myself. I know, don't look a day over 24, and that is because I drink the water all the time. It's also mineralized water, so it does have a very, very tiny, very minor diuretic effect. So you might find yourself a few pounds lighter later in the afternoon as well. Natural weight loss, you know what I'm saying? Now some facts about the glacier that we're on right now, the Athabasca. It sits at just under 5 kilometers long. That's all the way from the ice steps down to the toe of the glacier. It's about 1 kilometer wide at its widest point, and this is the fact that usually blows most people away. It is roughly 240 meters deep, the ice you were just standing on. So you can almost fit the entire Eiffel Tower within the thickness of the ice. Pretty crazy. Now the Athabasca used to actually be about 8 kilometers long, and it used to go past that green roof at the left-hand side of the bus. That is the Discovery Center where you folks started your journey through ice and time. Now it is shrinking, or it is receding, and in fact every glacier in the world except for 2 glaciers are all receding. So out of tens of thousands of glaciers, there's only 2 of them that are not in recession, and those are in Iceland. Now the reason why they're receding is due to a natural phenomenon called climate change. Some of you may know our planet goes through various ice ages and warming periods. Sorry, I had to listen to the radio for a second. Yeah, it's not frozen, right? Now the reason why we include this in our tours, seeing as it is a natural phenomenon, is because of the human impact on climate change, which unfortunately has been a negative one. Now this is in direct correlation with the Industrial Revolution, which got underway in the late 1800s. As humans, we discovered fossil fuels as an energy source and coal as well. But the unfortunate part about it, we've nearly cut that in half. Scientists are now saying that the glacier will be gone between 60 and 80 years from now. It'll be a big empty valley, sort of like, it'll look a lot like what you can see out the left. This is very exciting stuff. I know the hard-hitting topics here, so I'm going to get right into it. We're currently on Stony Dakota, First Nations territory. We're on Treaty 6 and Treaty 8. And the Stony people were the first ones to live here and inhabit the land. They actually believed this area in particular to be sacred. They called it Chahatunga, which roughly translates to Big White Mountain. And you can imagine thousands of years ago, when this valley was submerged in ice and the mountain peaks had snow on them year round.
So now we go
that's what they would have seen, many big white mountains.
up to the
Now they would come
mountain
up here
in a 33 degrees steep. Wow, he said that is the biggest in North America.
Now our written history starts off in 1800, one of the hardest routes known to man to this day. It took them about 2 days to get to the summit, and that was just because of lack of surveying. They saw it on the far side and they just decided to go up it instead of going around and seeing what the best way would be. Now when he got to the top, Norman Colley saw the ice field for the first time, and he wrote an interesting quote in his journal. He said, I'll paraphrase it because it's quite long, he said, I can see a vast sea of ice and mountain peaks that no human eye has ever seen or summited. I think he let his ego get the best of him because he was in fact getting directions from the First Nations people. So the idea that he was the first guy to go up there and or see the ice field is pretty unreasonable, but that is what he wrote in his journal nonetheless. Him and his team went on to summit 21 mountains in the area, do the first recorded summit. They named 30 of them, and they were among the first people to ever map out many regions in the Canadian Rockies. So there you go. Now this is called a Terrabus. It's made by a company called Foremost, based out of Calgary. And we gave them the task of making a vehicle for this exact purpose back in 1980. And that's because the vehicles we had back then were really outdated, so we needed something new, something more innovative. So they produced the first Terrabus in 1981. And then they made one every year after that, so we got to our grand total